Did you know that there is a rule on the Nobel Prize Committee to which they don't have to publish the names of the nominees for 50 years? In other words, nothing screams confidence in our choices like a good 50-year screw you. Now, you would think that the Nobel Prize Committee is filled with intellectuals that really value human contribution. But let's see if you won't change your mind by the end of this video. This is Irina Sandler, a social worker who is best known for her role in rescuing Jewish children from the Warsaw Ghetto during World War II. Working as a member of the underground organization Zagora, Sandler and her colleagues helped to smuggle Jewish children out of the ghetto and place them with Polish families, monasteries, and orphanages to protect them from Nazi persecution. Long story short, she was arrested by the Gestapo in 1943. She refused to reveal the identities of the children or the people who helped her. She was severely beaten during her imprisonment. The captors broke her feet and legs during the interrogation, and there are rumors that, well, let's just say it rhymes with grape. Regardless, she never gave up the information and was sentenced to death, but managed to escape thanks to the efforts of resistance groups. About 2,500 children were saved, where 450 are directly attributed to her. I don't know about you, my dear viewer, but I'm getting Schindler's List vibes here, like the Sandler's List. In 2007, she was nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize. When she accepted the prize, the whole world celebrated in happiness and gratitude for her valiant efforts that will never be... Nah, I'm just fucking with you. She never won. Who won instead, you may ask? Somebody with similar heroic story at least, right? Well, you be the judge. To be fair, the committee was just keeping tradition alive. Or the tradition of, if a woman is nominated, quick, find a man. Any man will do. Talk about a fair and balanced approach to awards. The Nobel Prize Committee, proving that men are better than women since 1901. Now, in more than 100 years of history, you would expect the Nobel Prize Committee to make no controversial picks, right? That is not the case. From Henry Kissinger to Barack Obama, there are some pretty questionable choices to say the least. For instance, in 2016, Bob Dylan was awarded the Nobel Literature Prize. Now, I like Bob as much as the next guy, but a Nobel Prize? Seriously. Or what about Henry Kissinger, which is responsible for hundreds of thousands of deaths in Vietnam, but for some reason was awarded the Peace Prize? This was such a nonsensical selection that two members left the Nobel Committee in protests. And what about Donna Strickland, who is the third woman to ever receive the Nobel Prize in Physics? I mean, there are only 3 women that won the prize, even though the list of people that should have won but didn't is huge. But then again, we don't know how many women were considered for the prize in the last 50 years. Now, if you think everything so far is bad, let's dive into the most controversial of them all, at least in my opinion. Know this guy? This is Mahatma Gandhi, and he was nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize 5 times, but he never got it. You see, the reason Gandhi is famous is because of his freedom-fighting skills, minus the fighting though. Without a drop of violence or weapons, he defeated the British Empire, which, let's face it, was a real pain in the ass back in the day. You're probably thinking, whoa, no guns and no violence? Sounds to me like a Nobel Peace Prize all over it. Now, YouTube will demonetize me for using words to describe factual events, because it might be offensive or something. So, to avoid that, let's just say that a few weeks before the ceremony, some people were so keen on not giving Gandhi the prize that he was ferociously compelled to leave the planet without notice. I don't know about you, but I'm pretty sure that the British Empire was very happy. And just to make sure that he would never have the slightest chance to win ever again, the Nobel Prize Committee gathered and passed a rule stating that, specifically for this one case, no post-mortem prize. I guess the lesson of the matter is, anyone can win a Nobel Prize, so as long as you're not a woman, or were born in these countries.